Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of PolyNerdic Playtest. As you can see, we're taking a look at No Man's Sky, the game that came out 2 years ago to a whole lot of unhappy reactions because they promised a game that they did not deliver. You all know the story, I'm not going to rehash it. I quite liked this game when it came out. In fact, I put in, let's see if we can see. No, can't. I put in about 16 and a half, almost 17 hours when the game originally came out. And let's get inside so my thermal protection warms back up. I put in about 16, nearly 17 hours into the game originally. I can't say it's a completely different game now, but it is a much better game than it was then. Right out the gate, as you can see, there's a third-person mode now. It's not the best third-person mode. It's kind of a lie, in the sense that I scan these guys. Yeah, I scan that guy. That you still have to aim the cursor at things. Like if you find something to pick up, you still gotta put the reticle on it. You can't just walk up to it and pick it up naturally. They've made a lot of changes to this game over the last 2 years. I had not last played it since August of 2016. So we're looking at almost 2 full years. Here's an example. Like, see, you would normally think like this would be able to pick it up, but you gotta line it up like this in order to do it. Don't get hurt. Third-person mode's new. They changed a lot of the way the things work. This is the very beginning. I'm about an hour and a half into a brand new game. Because what happened was, I put about 16 hours into it. I got several star systems deep, several solar systems deep on that playthrough, and then stopped playing. You know, I had my fill of it. It was the original No Man's Sky. If you've ever watched the original looks I did at it, I think I did 2 of these playtests for No Man's Sky. I played a bunch of it and then stopped. And then right before the first update, the base building update, I took another look at it. And I haven't played it since. I haven't played any of the updates they've done. I didn't do any of the... Attack that cargo drop. I haven't done any of the updates, so this is my first experience with this game in just under 2 years. And like I said, I'm pleasantly surprised. Like, it's still the same chill game. Oh, damn, I don't have an Atlas Pass. It's still the same game it was, as far as just being a real chill, explore the environment. I'm gonna torch. Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful freaking game now, though. I mean, it was beautiful before, but before you didn't have a proper photo mode to work with. Like, this planet's gorgeous. I don't recall, I could be wrong, but I don't remember when the game first came out it having ringed planets like this. But this game, at its core, is still No Man's Sky. It's still... You know, explore. My weapon charge is depleted. Oh, yep. You still, you know, do your mining, get your resources. You run around, you find things. You know, you scan them. Like, I've discovered that tree. You still got these annoying little fucks flying around, the sentinels. That's one thing I have noticed that they did not improve is the combat. One of the reasons why I started this new save file is that where I was at 16 hours in, every time I left the planet I was on, I was immediately attacked by a trio of pirates, and the dogfighting in this game is still dog shit. Like, it just isn't good. But everything else about the game, once you remove, if you could remove the combat, which you can, because there is a essentially creative mode that you can go into. I need to get back to the ship to get warm. There's still the creative mode that lets you just do the stuff without the combat. I'm not playing on it because I still like the core experience of the game. I just avoid combat wherever possible because it's just not fun. Let's go for a little ride here. There are appearance customization options now. You can change who you are, what you look like, all that. You just have to go to what I believe is the space stations are where that occurs. This is my first world on this save. I have not left the system yet, or left the planet yet, going to the upper atmosphere. I've just been exploring this world for the last hour or so. They changed the way the game opens. You have to do a little more to repair your ship, which includes building the signal scanners and let me find someplace to land. I'll show you. Find someplace new. This is kind of a barren world that we're on. You could do the ships in... Nope, wrong thing. I wonder why it's not... Okay, for whatever reason, it's not giving me the ability to fly in third person. Let me land, see if that'll... Well, let me find someplace to land. I don't want to burn through my thrusters taking off. They've kind of streamlined your ability to recharge your stuff, as you saw with the mining tool, where you can just go here and there's an option. Because recharging your deflector shields back in the early days of the game was a pain. That was one of the things that made combat such a utter pain in the ass, was trying to keep your shields up, fly around, and, deal with the dogfighting. I'm in by no means a No Man's Sky expert. I haven't even figured out how to build a base yet. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll definitely see that when it happens. Because in the 2 hours or so that I've spent with the game again, like, it's rekindled my love for this game. I love the feel of it for the most part. Like, I like the exploration, I like the mining, I like the finding animals, scanning them. You have the option to name them and then upload them, so theoretically when someone finds your planet, they can find the stuff that you named, including the planet itself. Once I find a place to land, I just don't know why it's not letting me. I don't want to summon a freighter. Oh, here we go. You can fly in third person too. This actually, I think, works better than the running around in third person, because at least here, the perspective is right. You're not looking at it offset. Not gonna lie, I don't think the flying has ever been particularly great. One of the things they did change, speaking of changes, is the you can no longer just burrow a hole into the ground like you could before. You actually have to have a terraforming tool. But once you have that tool, you can literally form the landscape as you wish it to be. This planet's very cold. I did not get a good draw for a first planet. I think the highest temperature I've seen is like negative 74 degrees. Before we're done here today, though, we will leave this planet and go to the next one. I want to find a nice landing place. But the game starts you out just like it used to. You're crash landed on whatever planet the game generates for you, and you have to repair your ship. As I started to say earlier, they changed how that works. You actually have to do a little more work now. You have to build a little portable refinery to turn some materials into sheet metal in order to make your repairs. Let's go back here and land on this. I'm tired of flying around looking for a proper place to land. Alright. Alright. Oh, cool. We landed right with a sentinel. These little bastards will attack you if you do anything in front of them. They don't like you to mine. I think that's something I've never understood about the overall lore of No Man's Sky, is that, the game's all about exploration and mining and resources and whatnot, but then they put a little bastard in the game that attacks you every time you do it. Oh, there we go. I think I have, yeah, I've found this type before. It's a female, yep. The males have wings, which looks kind of silly. Oh, what is this? We found something new, folks. We've seen you before, too. I haven't named anything yet. What's that say? What are you? Can I? Oh, I don't have the advanced mining laser. See, it still procedurally generates the animals. Those crystals are making weird noises. AI ships flying by. At least I assume they're AI because they fly like AI. I don't know very many people that fly in that tight-knit formation. What are you? Are you one of them too? Alright, so those are 3 of the animal types I've found so far in this world. Take the rest of the metal. Alright, so you have to start. You build things like this. You have the signal booster, the portable refiner. I don't need to build them. I actually already have them in my inventory. Let's use this. Let's use this scanner, see if we can't find something. Okay, I can't. Can't locate nearby structures for some reason. But that's essentially what this thing's supposed to do. Let's put you down here. Organize my stuff here for a second. Oxygen's important. It's for the life support. Don't have very many units yet. Nanite clusters are another form of currency, and I see Quicksilver here. I'm beginning to wonder if Quicksilver isn't going to be a paid currency for, microtransaction purposes. Let's see if we can see anything. See, those are resource deposits. Resource deposit. Resource deposit. That's frostwort. These floating crystals are interesting, but I can't mine them yet. Let's go to that, see if we can't do something about that. Where'd it go? Where the hell did it go? Lost my tag. Well, I will admit that's a little frustrating. Nothing wrong with skimming the trees a little bit. But, as I said, this is still very much a No Man's Sky game. Or very much the No Man's Sky game that it was 2 years ago. It's a very chill and relaxing experience up to the moment you find yourself in combat. And then it just kind of becomes a frustrating mix of awkward controls and just uninspired combat. But as long as you're avoiding that stuff, game's fantastic. They added multiplayer. I haven't experienced any of it yet because, as far as I know, I'm the only one of my friends that owns this game on the PlayStation. But since I already owned it, I figured why the fuck not take a look at the updates. You know, it's been 2 years. They just made a big deal of the No Man's Sky Next update. Visually, the game has improved quite a bit, in my opinion. The controls feel the same. You know, it works really well for what it is until you get into the combat. And then it's just a chill game. Like, it still has the same problems that I had with it before. Namely, let's go out to space here so you can see. This is still one of my favorite parts of this game, though, is that there's no load between the planet and space. You just get up there. So we're going to space for the first time on this game, on this particular save file. There we go. 6 planets. Conflict levels unstable. That's nice. Alright. I guess engage boost. Fly a little faster. Incoming transmission. This is new.
Navigational data received.
Over that way. Was that on the planet I was just on? Okay, see, at this is one of the things I was getting ready to say. At this speed, it would literally take 3 hours to get there. You can speed it up, but you still have to fly for, 20 fucking minutes. Alright, let's see what we got out here. Let me switch views here. I prefer the internal view when I'm in space. Unknown planet. A few asteroids out here. Turned into a lot of asteroids. You can do mining out here in space too. close to it. And get some gold. There's audio glitches like that. I don't know if you hear it the way I hear it, where the ship noise wasn't constant. Stuff like that happens. Let's see. Looks like we're in an asteroid field outside my planet here. It does let you cheat flying through the asteroids though if you're going fast. You just kind of zip right through them. See? Till that one. For some reason, that one hit. Just look at this guy. Looks like you're gonna be cold too. Frostbound planet. High radio source planet. Look how all these planets are essentially in orbit around the planet that I'm starting on. But this is definitely one of my problems with it. If you don't have the pulse engines, corrosive planet. It's actually kind of comical that you just fly through the asteroids if you're going at high speed. So my signal is here on the corrosive planet. Let's stop for a second. Let's see. Unmapped frostbound. High radio source planet. 5.5 hours of flying to get there. This is a good time to pull up photo mode. You need to make yourself feel real tiny against the big old planet. I love a good photo mode, though. If you've ever watched me play anything, you know I love a good photo mode. Back to it. Get a little movement there as we fly past this ringed planet. Let you do this ridiculous thing where you can move the sun wherever you want it in the shot. Even if it makes no damn sense. I don't think I care for the greenness of the space around here. But let's continue on. We'll jump to this planet. The next one along my quest here. Yeah, the pulse jump does this. You fly much faster. Also, if you decide to go into photo mode like this, you get these excellent photos like this. Excuse me, let me take this photo real quick. But if you find yourself without the pulse engine, the pulse drive, whatever you want to call it, because it has a finite amount of fuel, it takes a long time to get from planet to planet. As you saw, 20-minute countdowns and stuff. Or yesterday when I was dabbling with the old game, I found myself just holding the controller in one hand, holding the circle button down, and messing around on the computer. As you saw, there's some frame rate issues. This game does chug a bit. I'm playing on a base PlayStation 4. It might be better on a Pro. Who knows? Slow up. Are we in the clouds? Yeah, we're in the... No, we're not in the clouds. Well, we're in the clouds, but there's mountains. Or is this water? I think I'm skimming along some sort of water. Yes, this is an ocean planet. We get up there. So we've arrived at a water planet. We'll chase the signal down. Oh, cool. I arrived at the planet on the wrong side. I think the takeaway here is that if you didn't like No Man's Sky before, you're probably not going to like it now. They did add a lot of things, but I guess it's up to you to determine if it's enough. I like the additions. I'm interested in getting back into it again. Apparently there's a much more cohesive story now. There's, you know, all the customization options, which I believe are done at the space stations. That lets you, you know, I think rename your ship, change what you look like to different things. You could be a robot if you're into that, or an alien. Or islands. This is a very, very watery planet. I appear to have chosen poorly as far as where I came down on the planet. Hey, first real big landmass. Right back to the water. This is the sort of thing I was talking about. There's just a lot of cruising around in this game. Oh, here we go. There's a structure. It's a landing zone. Normally these... Oh, what the hell do we have here? Let's slow it down. Bring it in for a very awkward sideways landing. Alright. Ooh, it's a toxic planet. That's nice. So we're gonna get out and immediately be exposed to toxicity. Please stay within range. I usually have a real hard time discovering the flying things. Oh no. I've heard about these things. Those things are bad news. Let's take it. Just see what it is. Yeah, I'd say so too. You stay away from things that look like wounds on the world. Yes, you should have. Stand in the slime. Alright. These whispering eggs I have read about and seen a video about. They are bad news. They're very bad news. They bring with them bad things. Can I get up there? Yeah, I can. Let's look at such bad things. Bad things. As stated. Bad things. Bad things. Lots of bad things. You want some? Fuck you. Do they just keep coming? That's the feeling I'm getting. Swarm subsiding. Good. Yeah, you guys go away now. Leave me alone. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, like I said, bad things. Whispering eggs bring bad things. I'm glad I got to show you that. Scan some shit while we're out of here. This is the gameplay loop, though. It's still No Man's Sky. Land on a planet. Look at the plant life. Look at the animal life. Try not to get killed by the murderous monsters when you find them. And all my time with this game, I've yet to find anything gigantic. You know, that's one of the things that they showed in the E3 stuff way back when. You know, giant brontosaurus-looking things. You got ferrite dust and ammonia. I need to be mindful of my toxicity stuff. There's my ship. I'm glad my second world had the whispering eggs in it so I can experience that nightmare. But the game is still freaking gorgeous. Despite the fact that it chugs along and... Are those animals, they're just not animating? I don't want to fly up there on foot. Whoa. Weird kangaroo looking thing. Although it walks. Hey. Alright. Don't be mean. Don't be hostile. Are you one? Easily started. Processes dirt. Seeks red flowers. I wonder if anything lives out in the water. That's not something I've experienced yet. Hey, are you the same thing? No, you're a different thing. Oh, hold on, let's back in the ship for a second. Clear my toxicity. While we're at it, let's recharge my life support. Some oxygen.
Technology recharge.
I hope one day to find a planet that I can just freely roam around in without the need of life support. Hey, you're a new animal too. It looks like it's doing a better job of procedurally generating the animals so far. I had some freakish stuff when I had freakish shit when I was playing this before. Like things that were bipedal, but their forearms were, or their forelimbs were hooved, so there's no way they would be able to do anything. What do you need? What do you need to be fixed? I have cobalt. Got more nanite clusters, so that'll help me eventually, I guess. But No Man's Sky, it's a beautiful fucking game, and I think it's worth taking a look at again if you've given up on it from before, or if you've never played it. If you're playing on Xbox because it's new to the Xbox, I think it's worth picking up for the new options. The game's beautiful. It's a lot of fun if you're into a more relaxed, sort of leisurely game. I can't speak to the quality of the story they've added. I hear good things. I look forward to experiencing it. Part of me wants to fly out to that signal source, but I don't want to take forever getting there and drag you along with me. So, this has been another PolyNerdic playtest. Our third return to No Man's Sky. I like what they've done here. I like the new vibe of the game, the new features. Give it a shot. You know, it's no longer a $60 game. It's a lot better than it was 2 years ago when it came out. They really should have released it as a early access game. I know PlayStation doesn't have a game preview type program, but essentially that's what we've seen. We've seen a game come out full price in early access, and now we have a much better, more complete game 2 years after the fact. My fear is, though, and I think I'm not alone in viewing it this way, a lot of people felt burnt by what happened 2 years ago and don't want to come back to this, which is kind of sad. So, thank you for watching up to this point. I might return to this game in the future for just, random streams and whatnot, because it is a really chill, just sit here and play kind of game. We've still got a month before the next Yakuza remake comes out, before Fire Pro Wrestling, a little bit more than a month before Spider-Man. I'm looking for things to fill the time, and No Man's Sky might be one of them. So, I'll see you around. Future streams. Thank you for watching. Make sure you check out all the social medias. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. All PolyNerdic. Go to PolyNerdic.com for my random musings, editorial pieces, occasional reviews, and of course the weekly podcast known as the Ordinary Podcast. It's all right there on PolyNerdic.com. Like, follow, subscribe, bookmark, all that nonsense. I'll see you next time, though. I'm gonna chill out for a little bit, and then figure out what I'm doing for dinner tonight before I go to work. So, see you around.